Hey guys, what's going on? It's Mons here for another episode of Mons and More today. Um, if you notice the backdrop, it's a little bit of a different environment. I'm here at the place of work today, March 24th, 2020. I have a essential workplace, so I'm still coming to work. All right. We don't open for about another half hour at this point, and I got some time. Just wanted to do some things, so I just thought, let me just go over some stuff. Big thing every day that's kind of tough right now is everything that's going on with the coronavirus, COVID-19, however you want to talk about it. And I was just flipping through Facebook this morning. I had to get up early, and I saw a video my cousin did, and he was talking specifically about the social distancing, which is the one of the key phrases with everything going on now. And so there's that part of it, and then the other part is, some states aren't in bad shape, but here in New Jersey with New York, probably about 45 minutes to an hour away tops, they're on lockdown. Essentially, we're supposed to be on lockdown except for essential workplaces and personnel workforce to be out. So people are, I saw a thing on Facebook, people still have their comments about it. Specifically, the thing that made me think about this morning, me and Christina, we were talking about it, was how Governor Murphy, he's like legitly fucking pissed off and furious that nobody's adhering to his stay at home policy unless you're an essential person. If you think about it, that's not going to happen. It's really not. All right, so let's go through this piece by piece on here, okay? Just sit back and think. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm not saying I disagree with it. I'm just saying sit back and just think about it for a minute for what it is, okay? So essential places of business and workforce is to stay open. So essential, and I'm going to miss out a few because there's a lot, believe it or not, that comes onto that list, but I'll just go off the top of my head by what I remember. So an essential place of business is the bank. Where I work at a auto service franchise, which is Mavis. We're all over the East Coast for the most part. So again, we would qualify in that or any other place that's an auto service location. Auto parts, that correlates with the auto service. You have delis, convenience stores, the markets, so ShopRite, Weiss, Wegmans, King's Market, AMP, Stop and Shop, any of those. If you're down in Florida, it's, oh my God, I'm going blank what the name of the one is down in Florida. As soon as somebody said it, I would hear it. But you have those markets down there. Pet food stores, right? Perfect example. If we're talking about a Best, not a Best Buy. What am I talking about? A PetSmart, okay? Because PetSmart, think in there they do have pets that they do sell. So again, you have to have people go in to take care of those animals in there. But more importantly, if you have pets, you need pet supplies. You know what I mean? So you have to be able to take care of your pets that way. So those locations are staying open. Any location that sells food or clothing or essentials for children 5 years old and under, those locations are open. Gas stations, eateries. So whether we're talking about something as simple as a diner, a Dunkin' Donuts, a Starbucks, Burger King, McDonald's, Arby's, KFC, any of these locations. The other night we had dinner down at Fridays for the first time. Christina threw me off with that one because she's not a fan of Fridays. There have been tons of times I've been saying, what about Fridays? She's like, absolutely not. She ordered it. I went down, picked it up. There's not a single trace of a human being. The music was barely on, and they had the front area tabled with your food order, but you couldn't get past that. So you just walk in, pick up your food, and you're out. That's it. So there's still a lot of places of business that are still open. So that's my point, right? So now, as long as these locations are open, Well, you're giving people a loophole to be able to go out, right? Because any place that's open, well, they have to go to is considered essential. So you can't get mad at them, Murphy. You can't get mad and say, well, why are you out on the road? Why are you not home? Well, if there are places out in the world that are open, those are essential places. Okay, the laundromat, that's another one right there. You know what I mean? We have tons of those around here. You're basically saying you're creating a loophole for people to get out, and you can't do anything. There's only one thing that you can do, and I don't know if it's going to happen, and I'll get to that in a minute. The only thing that you can really do is to basically go on a mandatory shutdown. That's all you can do. But you can't do, say, your essential part of it. Okay, well, people have their essential reasons to leave their house. Now, again, not knowing how true it is, because I'll say that a lot. Reason being, the news. I'm not paying attention to the news anymore. I'm not. They talk about it so much. It's just kind of to the point where, and again, you have your opinion. It's perfectly fine. It's in the situation for the person who's crying wolf. You know what I mean? They're giving a lot of the same information. Let's say on a daily basis, probably about 75 to 80% of anything they're saying is either an update of the day before or just same information that's already been said. It's not really useful. It's not doing anything. You know what I mean? There's a point where I'm really not on Facebook anymore. Like I'm on Facebook. I'm not going to say I'm not on there, but what I mean in terms of, picking up my phone, going through to say, hey, what's going on? Because there's no sports. All sports are shut down. There's no movie theaters. You can't be going to restaurants, bars, and say, hey, this chick, she got completely buzzed out of her mind and fell on her face. It was funny, haha, made into a meme. There's like nothing weird that's going on. If you look on your timeline, probably on Facebook, you're going to come across the memes. The memes are still happening. But beyond that, news-wise, probably 70-80% of the news on your timeline is related to the coronavirus. And it's just like, all right, what's the point? We know we got to go into quarantine. That's what they want. Whether it's going to happen and we're going to do it or not, that's another thing. You know what I mean? We know to wash our hands. We know to sanitize. We know that there's no toilet paper. We know there's no paper towels. Still don't understand that. I'm not even going to try to figure that out. So that's pretty much all of that. So going back to what I was saying about a minute and a half ago, I saw a thing. Apparently, again, I'm not reading the article. I'm just buzzing through because I don't want to get too tied into it. If it happens, okay, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We have to figure out how to adapt to it. I'm not a doomsday prepper, and I'm not overly panicking like all these people are. Yeah, we have to go out and get supplies, so you figure maybe once every 3 days I go out, try to make 2-3 stops just to make sure we have the simple stuff, mainly for the kids. The kids' Tylenol, the wipes, diapers, formula. As long as we got that stuff for them, that's the main thing. Me and Christina, we can adapt and figure it out and make it work. As long as we have the toilet paper, anything else we can adapt. It's fine. I don't understand the craze. But supposedly, Trump was meeting with people and having the conversation of implementing a mandatory 2-week stay-at-home status. Possibly, that announcement might come next week. Again, it was an article of something I saw on Facebook. Did I open it? No. Obviously, in which case I didn't read it, but it's something I saw there. I don't know what the reality is of it, but here's the thing. If everybody wants this to beat this and just kind of get past it as quickly as possible, that is something that's going to have to happen. Because like I said, with Murphy, doing his, you know, essential workplace type thing, you have a loophole. If you're saying only important people are out there, the places that need to be open, all right, well, again, this is my at least third time in my head that I'm noticing I'm saying this. You're giving people the up to get out of the house. So that's all I really have to say about it. You know, it's starting to get a little bit nerve-wracking. Now, again, here at work, it's, you know, the plaza over there, there's a TJ Maxx literally 300 feet away, not even, probably 200 feet away. They've been closed for the past week. The Jersey Mike's right over here, they see maybe, I think they said maybe about 10 to 12 customers a day. We're at the point, again, being an auto service center, we see about 5 to 8 customers a day. It depends what's going on. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like we have a lot of the surrounding towns. There's one case in my town. In Wharton, there's no cases in Dover, which is where I'm working here. It's just the next town over. But a lot of the surrounding towns, Parsippany, Rockaway, Randolph. I think there was one down in Ledgewood and Roxbury, Parsippany, Morristown. So it's all the surrounding towns. So it's starting to kind of just close in. So it's at the point where it's become a reality. You know what I mean? New York. Once it hit New York, it was a matter of time because there's so many people. You have people that live in Jersey. You got plenty of traffic in Jersey that go into New York for work. A friend of mine, she was at the point where, okay, once they shut everything down, she was still the only person taking the train in for a solid week. And sorry, I'm just trying to clock in now. I went through all this time, I didn't clock in yet. But yeah, so it was just a matter of time before it was going to come to New Jersey, and now boom, it's all over the place. So they're saying social distancing. I don't know. Again, that's kind of one of the other things that my cousin was talking about. That kind of made me think about this too, about, you know, people not necessarily adhering to it. Again, if you don't have to be out, don't be out. Because again, the same thing is the biggest concern is obviously for my parents. And well, I won't even say my parents, I'll say my family. You know, my mom has pre-existing conditions. My dad has diabetes. My sister, she has diabetes. So you figure, unfortunately, try to stay in. I've mentioned to them, they have a shop right by them that will do the shop and delivery. So I've said, hey, if you can do that, spend the extra $5-10, whatever it is, and have them do that. Don't expose yourself to it. There's no reason to go out. Everyone just has to be careful. But this is the reality we live in. You know, yesterday Virginia announced that through the remainder of the year, keep in mind, it's March 24th, okay? So through the rest of the year, they're going to be in their current status, or what we are up here of, if you're not essential, you're done. So only essential businesses for the rest of the year in Virginia. No schools the rest of the year in Virginia. So you figure basically at this point, like, teachers are going to be doing something else until probably, you know, Christmas, and get ready to go back in November, back in January. 2020 is going to be a weird year. It's definitely going to be a weird year. You know, it's taking it step by step, just waiting to see for vacations. I wasn't able to see my dad for his birthday, just because, again, I'm fine. I think I'm fine. I feel good. But, again, I could be in that 80% where I might have it, or it might not have only been there. I don't know. You just can't risk it. So I hope this was useful. I hope this gave you something to think about. As always, whatever you want to put in your input, comments, thoughts, whatever, I'd be interested to hear it. But yeah, I think unfortunately it's still going to get a little bit worse before things start to get better. So we just got to be careful and take care of ourselves. You guys have a good day, and you will probably be hearing from me again soon.